out there in YouTube land. I'm Jody Giannakopoulos from the Addison Public Library, and I'm here with Marti LaHood, our buddy. She's going to do your chair yoga session as she does every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. It is a scorcher out there today. I hope you are air conditioned and enjoying your space at home. Soon enough, we will be in person again. We are planning every other Thursday, the second and fourth Thursdays of each month, but we are waiting on the little bit of a parking lot project here at Addison Library to be completed so that you have ease of use transporting yourself to the library to meet in person. Updates to follow. At any rate, I'm just going to let Marti start her session. We're a few minutes in already to the 10 o'clock hour. Letting you know tonight I have a great program with Andrea Proct, our revisiting chef, and she's going to talk about the air fryer and what to do with it. Always a good program with Andrea. And next week I have two really good programs too. Mark Ruffin with his book Bebop Fairy Tales, and Krista August giving a presentation about Lincoln Park. So 3 plugs. Woo! Woo-hoo. Talk to you soon. Thanks, Marti.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourselves.
Yes. Hey there, you guys. Happy Thursday and welcome to our chair yoga. Just like every week we do this and we practice. The most important thing as we start our practice is to find somewhere that we are going to practice. You have a lot of options. You can do it in a kitchen chair. You can do it in a desk chair, an office chair. I'm obviously doing it on my couch as I always do it. For me, it's really important. My couch is really low, so I need to get those hips above my knees so that I'm not building that tension on my low back. It is also important that you're not sitting on something that's too high so that those hips are way above your knees too. At any account, it is important that you're somewhere that you feel comfortable and you feel supported. So maybe make sure it's a chair that has a back to it. It is beneficial to have sides to it. It's not necessary, but just again, make sure you're someone that you feel stable and you feel supported by your seat. Okay. Let me see if I could turn off those notifications. I thought I did. For me, I just grab a couch cushion for my other couch. It really makes that difference for my hips. It gets those hips above my knees. It's always nice to grab a blanket or a pillow just as cushion as well. So be mindful of that. Let me see. Should be off. All right. We'll take a couple wiggles out. Wiggle your shoulders out. Get those feet at least hip distance apart. Again, it just brings you this balance. I like to start off with my hands on top of my lap. When we bring our palms down, it helps us feel grounded and connected to ourselves. Let those eyelids close. You can lean back into your chair if it feels better. You can sit up tall. Just make sure that spine is long, not rigid, but just long and tall. And just take these first couple moments to settle in. It might have been a crazy, hectic week, maybe a crazy day. And just take these first moments just to connect with the now. You're exactly where you need to be in this moment. So just check in with yourself. See what you need, what you're looking for. Let's take a deep breath together. So breathe out. Full breath in. Open mouth, let it go. One more, just like that. Big breath in. Fill up. Open mouth, let it go. Let that natural breath come back. Again, checking in with ourselves. Noticing how each of those breaths can really center us and balance us. So as we need that breath through this next hour, through our day, through our week, utilize it. It is one of our biggest tools to just reconnect, refocus, rebalance. As we relax our entire body here, continue to breathe. I want you to put a smile on your face with your eyes closed and just feel that smile from the inside. Notice how your face feels. Notice how your eyes either relax or want to move. Notice if you feel taller, if your breath has changed. Let's bring both hands to our low belly. You can put softness back into your face, but know that throwing that smile on your face is always a great way to just feel good. You can't be upset with a fake smile on your face, or maybe you can, but you know what I mean. All right, you can keep your eyes closed, and we're going to start to breathe into that low belly. Take a deep breath in, fill that low belly. Exhale, pull that low belly in. Good, fill that low belly. Let that low belly puff out as much as we can. And then as we exhale, we pull that low belly in towards our spine. Good, every breath. So here we're really moving that diaphragm up and down our core. We're strengthening our core. We're relieving a lot of tension. We're doing a lot of goodness for our organs, waking them up, moving them around, creating space for them. We're also helping to strengthen our pelvic muscles. So whether you're a woman or you're a man, it doesn't matter. It's so important that we keep those pelvic muscles strong, especially for our hip health. There's just so much. Okay, so think about it when you puff that belly out, and then when you pull it in, try to pull it in like a zipper, all the way from the bottom up. Okay, so release. And then as we pull it in like a zipper, start from the bottom and pull it up. Pull that belly in and up. Got it. 2 more of those. Just 1 more. Those pelvic muscles really support a lot of our body. When they're weak, they can bring us, incontinence problems. They can bring us hip issues, back issues. This is a great way to strengthen them. Okay. All right, we'll bring those hands up now to that low rib cage. Okay, you can make it nice and wide. You can lean back if it feels good. Just make sure that this doesn't make you hunch over. So again, tall, strong spine, doesn't have to be rigid. And as we breathe in, I want you to feel those ribs expand outwards. And then exhale, release. Just let them gently draw back in. Good. every breath. A couple more breaths here. Last one. Take a moment to rest your hands on your lap. Just notice any changes you felt. On our next breath in, we'll open our eyes and we're going to reach our arms all the way out, up, nice and slow, like a nice big stretch. Good. Hands together in front of your heart. Breathe out. 2 more, just like that. Breathe in, sweep them out and up. Last one, big stretch. Good. From here, we're going to grab the side of our seat, our arm of our chair, whatever it is. It can even just be the base of our chair. Push come to shove, you don't have any of that, you can always grab for your thigh. Okay. So here we're going to take that left arm. We're going to reach it all the way up first. Okay. So nice and tall, but feel that whole left side reach and extend. If you have it here, you can even start to reach a little bit over to the right. Okay, but no hinging forward. We're only going as far as we can stay tall. Good. Big breath in and release. Come back to center, wiggle it out. We'll switch. Whatever you're going to grab here, and then we'll reach that right side up. Perfect. Keep that chest lifted. And then if you want to, you can reach over to the side. Good. Now, believe it or not, this is really good for scoliosis. It is important that if you even have a little bit of scoliosis, obviously always check with your doctor. Breathe in, reach up, and release. Good. We'll roll out the shoulders. It's really good when we take our spine in both directions that way. It actually helps strengthen the muscles on both sides, as well as stretch them to make them have that give and take so that you have some flexibility there. Okay. So again, good way to stretch those muscles. You can feel all of that through our side stretch, our rib cage. There's a lot more tension in that part of our body than I think we'll ever realize. All right, wiggle those shoulders out one at a time. Good. Perfect. Big breath in, reach all the way up, big sweep up towards the sky. When we get there, we're going to interlace those hands together, and then we'll flip our palms away from our face. So just like this. Okay, hopefully you can see me all in that shot. Okay, sit up nice and tall. And then we're just going to sit up nice and tall. It might just be a little bit of movement. We're just going to reach up and a little bit to the right. Just a little bit. Again, don't collapse. Okay, I want to see that head like this. Nice and tall. So it should just be a little bit. If this hurts your shoulder, if you have anything like frozen shoulder, you probably are just not going to do this. Okay, I don't want you to feel any pain in that shoulder. Come back through center and then reach a little bit over to the left. Good. A whole nother part of our body that we have tension in. And then reach back up and release. Okay, we'll give those arms a bit of a break. We'll move into those legs a little bit. All right, we're going to warm up our hips a little bit. So feet are going to be about hip distance apart to start. And then, again, adjust yourself on your seat if you need to. We're just going to wiggle those legs out and in. Nice and slow. So you want to use momentum. We're not doing this. That's not warming anything up. I know I keep on sitting up my seat. So open it up. Feel those muscles kind of contract here, and then bring them together. Just one more. We're just warming those muscles up because we're going to stretch them. Okay. All right. I'm here. We're going to bring that left ankle. We're going to bring it on top of our right thigh. Options. That right thigh can be a little bit straighter. And then we can come here. This might be enough. If you've ever had a major hip replacement and they told you no outer rotations, you're probably going to stay away from these. Okay. And you can bring it up a little bit, keeping that bottom leg a little straight. And then slowly, if you have that flexibility, you can come all the way up to that leg, that heel right underneath your knee. But okay, this can be pretty intense for a lot of us. So if you've ever had sciatic nerve problems, if you've ever had back problems in your low back that are like on your left and then on your right side, feels like the back of your pelvis. This is really good for that. Those are our SI joints. So these kind of help to decompress them a little bit, to bring a little bit movement. But again, if it hurts or you feel pain anywhere, don't do it. It should feel like a stretch, like a good stretch. Now, for a lot of us, when we're here, and especially in this pose, we tend to cramp everything together because we're like, oh my God, this is such a stretch. That's not where I want you to be. So if you feel like you're there, I want you to ease into it and be somewhere that you can just relax into that stretch, that you can breathe into it, that you can soften everything. Okay, you'll soon feel that you created a little bit of space here. Now, these muscles typically are one of the muscles that take the longest for us to stretch. They suggest up to 5 minutes here. We're not going to do that. But just know that it could take a little time before these start to loosen up. There's a lot of layers in these muscles. Don't forget to breathe. It's 2 more breaths. See how much you can let go here. And then release. Good. Wiggle it out a little bit. All right, let's do that other side. So right ankle. Now again, listen to the sides. They're going to be different. So straighten that left leg a little bit. Because again, I want you to be somewhere that you can completely relax. For me, this side is much more tense for me, which I think it is very normal. It's always this side. So for me, I really have to go into it slowly. And then I feel like I have a little space. But if you get somewhere that you're like, I can't relax, fully relax here, then it's time to loosen it up. But again, listen to your body. Yeah, this one needs a little extra push for me. Don't forget to breathe. Just 2 more breaths. Good. And then release. Wiggle that leg out too. Oh, it feels so good on this side. You need that stretch. All right. We'll give our legs a little bit of a break. We're going to give our wrists a little bit of love here. So first, we're going to start off with our palms together. Our thumb knuckles near our chest. Palms really kind of plant together. You can create a little space between your fingers here if it feels good. So from here, I just want you to pull it all the way down. Try to keep those palms together, so don't let it lift out like this. Okay, and then we'll go back up. Just like that. Okay, nice and gentle. Try to keep your fingers all together, like rather than going like this. So again, you can create space here, but I want those fingers, those pads to be touching. So really good for our wrist, for carpal tunnel. We're stretching out those muscles. Again, if it hurts, don't do it. But for most of us, this will feel pretty good. All right, one more. And then we're gonna stay here. And then I want you to keep those hands exactly like this, or wherever you're at, know your limit. And then I want you to turn those fingers out towards me. Good. Bring them back in. And then do it again. You should really feel that stretch. And again, know your limitations. Perfect, and then release. We're gonna wiggle those hands out a little bit. It's amazing how tight we are in those muscles there. Yep, get all those crunchies out, as long as it doesn't hurt. All right, we're gonna reset. So big breath in, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands together. Am I the only one that feels like lighter in my hands from that? It's so wild. Big breath in. And exhale. If you write a lot, if you type a lot, those are really good exercises to do with our hands. Last one here. Good. And then release. Shake out those shoulders. We'll go back into our legs for a little bit. All right, so we're gonna start off by taking that right leg, bring it forward, heel down, toes point up. My foot's gonna kind of disappear from you. So toes are pointing up. Right leg is pretty straight. You can keep a little bit of a bend in that knee. Other hands, or our hands, are gonna come to that left thigh. Now, as long as we're keeping those toes pointing up and then even flexing back, that's exactly where you want to be. So we're just going to lean that belly into our thigh, and you'll feel this little stretch in the back of that right leg, exactly where you want to be. Good. We're trying to stretch out those hamstrings here. Keep the chest lifted, so don't collapse here. And breathe. Good, 2 more breaths. Perfect, go ahead and lift yourself up. We're gonna turn a little bit to the left, okay? And we're gonna take that right leg, so same leg we had straight, and we're gonna step it out. All right, so you can adjust. You probably wanna get that left heel underneath your left knee, just like this, okay? So you're not like this, and you don't wanna be like this. All right, sit up tall. Now, if you've leaned back because of this, I want you to slowly adjust so those shoulders are on top of your hips. Right, you're gonna feel it right in that inner thigh here. So important for our hips, our pelvis, really our posture. So I know it's wild to think that these muscles have to do with our posture, but they really do. They pull so much on our pelvis that they'll pull our pelvis forward. making that tall posture really hard for us. So sometimes it's these muscles here that need to be stretched for us to feel like we can stand up, sit up tall without, if you've ever felt like sitting up tall was such a chore for your muscles, you're not alone. And usually it's because there is other muscles that are fighting those muscles to keep your posture good. So sometimes it's all about stretching before you can start building those muscles. Good, really important muscle for us to stretch, especially women. We've always, our inner thigh muscles are always in constant flexion because, we're always sitting like this. If we're wearing a skirt, those legs are locked. Okay, we're not relaxed like men can be. No offense to men, but you get it. You're usually not wearing skirts. So just taking that moment to really stretch out that inner thigh. But there are some men that are just generally, their anatomy is going to have those inner thighs tight too. So always good for everybody to stretch these out. Two more breaths here. All right, sit up tall here. I want you to have that right hand on that right thigh. And then I want you to walk it down just like 3 inches, maybe 3 inches. Okay, not a lot. You're gonna feel it a little bit more. Now you might feel it in the top of this back hip. That's exactly what I want you to feel. You can stay just how it is here, or you can reach that left arm up. Okay, like you're trying to create this space here. Breathe. One more breath. Okay, come back. Wiggle those legs out. And then we'll create that same series on that left side. So heel comes down, toes point up. Try to do that tall posture. So don't let that roll you back. Okay, nice and tall. Little bit of a bend in that knee, toes point up. Toes flex back. Hands to that right thigh. And then we'll just fold a little bit forward. Okay, again, just enough. We're going to feel that stretch right in the back of that left thigh. That's exactly what you want. Now, if you don't feel it enough, maybe you need to fold a little bit more. But again, don't just go like this. You're not going to feel it. You got to bring that low belly in. So those hamstrings, man, they can really limit us if they're tight. So if they're tight, it's really hard for us to get up off the floor. It can be hard for us to put pants on. Pick something up off the floor. If you can't touch your toes, which most of us really can't, it is your hamstrings that are going to be your biggest culprit for it. Okay, so it's so important we stretch it out. When they're really tight, they can even bring a lot of tension into our low back. Especially men. Men tend to have shorter hamstrings than women do. It's why more women can do like the splits than generally men can. It's kind of like the anatomy of it. Don't forget to breathe. Good, one more breath. Good, and come up. And we're just gonna turn a little bit to the right now. That left leg is gonna slide off. We'll adjust so that that heel is under our knee. If you've leaned back, try to pull those shoulders back on top of your hips. And listen to your body. This side might be better, it might be worse. Give it a little time to stretch out. Don't forget to breathe. I always love the idea of smiling as kind of a form of meditation. Studies do find, like your aura around you, that if you are smiling, you can automatically change the color of your aura. So if you believe in auras, if you've seen them, like it's almost like a thermal print type thing, your aura literally changes. Your heat source starts to change from something as simple as throwing a smile on your face. So I feel like it's always a good time to put a smile on your face. You can't, for me, I can't not feel happy with a smile on my face. At least a little. Good. All right, so we'll add to it. You can stay here. Otherwise, that hand's going to come on that left thigh, and we're just going to walk it down 3 inches. Don't fold forward. Keep tall. Perfect. Yep. I really feel it. It's like an additional pull there. And then on the top of that right hip, I could feel it. Now you can stay exactly here and just kind of sit in the stretch for a little bit. You can reach that right arm up. Okay. So again, always listen to not overdo it. I only give you these additional things so that if you're very flexible in these areas, you can add to it. For people who are really flexible, sometimes they need those added things to actually feel a stretch. So I always feel pretty blessed to not be flexible because I feel every stretch, like a lot. At least I tell myself I'm grateful for it, for not being flexible. That's right. I'm a yoga instructor and I'm not flexible. One more breath here. And release. Perfect. Ah, the way my legs feel right now. It just feels so good. All right, we'll do one more for our legs and then we'll give them a break. We're gonna bring, you are gonna have to probably adjust in your seat to make this work, depending on your seat. So you do want to have a little space between the back of your calves and your seat for this. Right now, my heels are right underneath my knees. My feet are hip distance apart. I'm going to start to scooch my heels back. Okay, you see that? I know you can only see a little bit of my feet. I scooch it back just enough that I feel my heels kind of pop up off the floor just a little bit. Okay. All right. So for a lot of us, we'll already start to feel this stretch a little bit, just like this. I know it's wild, but some of us do. All right. We're going to take our heels up, come to our kind of like our tippy toes. Nice strong calves here. And then we're going to press those heels all the way down. And then we're going to press them all the way down so much that we lift the crown of our head like a couple inches. Feel these muscles strengthen right here. Good, and release. All right, wiggle it out for a second. It's so important we strengthen this right here. Again, these muscles, when they're weak, they keep us from being able to get up off a chair, get up off the ground, do stairs. It's really important these muscles are strong for us. And then you'll start to notice that these muscles even start to wrap around through our knees. So as we do that exercise, we're doing such good for our knees. We're strengthening our knees. We're strengthening these muscles. This is a great way. So my mother cannot get up off a chair. And that was like one of the things that a physical therapist gave her was exactly this. Because it's a way that she can strengthen it. Now you might not, when you're pressing those heels down, you might not get those 2 inches, But if you're getting like even a little bit of a bump, you're gonna feel it here, okay? So any amount here is better than none. But doing like, start with like 5 of these a day. You're gonna feel it. Give it 2 weeks, you're gonna feel that strength. It's really important just to have that, always have that strength here. Because once we lose it, we can build it back up, but it's usually kind of hard for us to build it back up unless we're doing these exercises with intention. All right, so we're gonna do a couple more. Now, you already know that you have great muscles here, great quads, great. Then your 5 is probably gonna be 20 of these a day. Okay, so I don't want you to feel sore, but I do want you to feel a little bit of a challenge, so you're building that up. All right, so let's do it. Heels come up, toes point up. You can feel it in those calves, and then we'll press those heels down, that little bump up towards the sky. Okay, hold it here, and then release. I like to wiggle it out when I do that. Okay, don't get a Charlie horse. That's the biggest trick here. Heels up, you're not alone. Good. Heels down, press up, hold it, and release. Just one more, you guys. Heels up, heels down, press up, hold it, and release. Okay, wiggle them out. Oh, I feel those. I feel those. Really like the whole front, but I always feel like this sharp muscle that comes through here just feels really good for me. All right, wiggle those legs out. All right, we'll give our legs a break. We'll move into our arms a little bit. We're gonna reset. We're just gonna take a big breath in, reach all the way up. And exhale it in. 2 more, just like that, big breath. Time flies. And breathe out. Last one. Perfect. All right. So feet are hip distance apart. Knees are going to be hip distance apart. Trick here is we want to keep those legs strong right here. You're going to feel the muscles in your legs work. We're going to take that right hand, outside of that right hand, inside of that right thigh. Okay. Perfect. If you have short little arms, it might be further back. Just, change it depending on your body. Got to keep that spine tall. So make sure those shoulders are on top of your hips, so no leaning forward. Arms strong. And then I want you just to press that hand, the back of that hand, into that thigh. Okay. With strong leg. Okay. So you're pressing out with the arm. You're pressing in with the thigh. Good. You're feeling it in that muscle. Okay. So we are getting so much of that arm here. But we're getting even up into that shoulder. So we're keeping that shoulder happy, healthy, and strong. And then release. Wiggle it out. All right, switch sides. Back of that left. Press it in there. Okay. And then press it out, but then you're pulling that knee in. Okay, strengthening that muscle. You can feel that muscle here. You can feel it. You're like, oh, there it is. Good. And then release. Shake that out. All right, so we're adding to it. So the back of that right hand into that thigh, pressing it all in. Tall spine. Reach that left hand back, and we're going to twist that spine, but keep that spine long. Okay, you can reach back. You can reach for the side of your chair, whatever it is. Just the most important thing is to keep that spine tall and long and keep those knees even, nice and parallel. And release. Good. All right, switch. Back of that left hand. Press it all together. Right hand reaches back. Tall spine. Get tall. Breathe in. And release. All right, relax. Wiggle those shoulders out a little bit. We'll reset. Big breath in, reach up, sweep. And exhale. 2 more, just like that. Last one. All right, grab those legs. We're going to bring those legs nice and wide here. Right hand comes to our right thigh. Good. For most of us, we're going to feel it a little bit here. If we don't, we need to try and pull that left shoulder up and back. Okay. I just want you to feel that in the top of that left hip. Great muscles to stretch here. It's a very hard muscles to stretch. So like when we're sleeping and we wake up and those muscles here are really like sore and achy, this is that muscle. If you're going to go out and dance, or I feel like laugh a lot, this is a great muscle to stretch. You can even have that hand on your thigh. You can even try, just pressing it up that way. Good. We'll come all the way up. And then switch left elbow down. Try to pull that right shoulder up and back. Yeah, I definitely feel it more when I lean into it too. When I lean away from this hip. Sorry, you're not boring me, I promise. Yoga makes me yawn. It's kind of a side effect for me. It feels good though. It's not boring. Good, and then release. Hands stay on our knees, feet stay wide, and we're gonna move our spine here. So we're gonna inhale, breathe that belly forward. Maybe the shoulders are back. And then exhale, we'll round. Pull those shoulders forward. The spine pulls back to the back of your chair. Breathe, inhale. And exhale. Yeah. So good for our spine. We really are moving every part of our spine here. So that flexibility of our spine is important. You might only get a little movement here, which is fine. These first couple ones can feel really rigid and stiff. Couple more breaths. And then release. All right. So from here, feet stay wide. We can come down to our elbows, just like this. Okay. So for some of us who are really tight in our back, especially our low back, this is going to be enough. This helps decompress that low spine. So again, listen to your bodies. If you know you have any major bulging discs, listen to what feels right here. Okay, so if you feel any pain, don't do it. Okay, but for most of us, we can feel that this is it's a release of tension in our back here. Our low back takes so much of the weight of our body. It's where a lot of us feel tension at. So this is a great way to give that a little bit of love. So you can stay here. Again, this might be enough for a lot of us. You can also bring the hands down to the floor. Okay, just like this. You're gonna feel it in your hips. You're gonna feel it in that low back. You can even rest your head so that your head hangs below your heart. Just 2 more breaths wherever you're at. Good. We're going to come up real slow. We're going to come up to those elbows and take a few breaths because it always can make us dizzy. Just nice, long, deep breaths. I like to close my eyes. Stay here as long as you need. Otherwise, if you're ready, sit all the way up. Nice and tall. We'll reset. Big breath in, reach those arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more, just like that. Big breath in. And exhale. Last one here. And out. All right. We're going to bring those elbows into our sides. Okay, we're going to give those rotator cuffs a little bit of love here. So we'll just make circles, but keep those elbows pinned into your side. Breathe. Reverse those circles. Now you can always make those circles smaller. Just feel any tension here. Good. All right, keep those elbows pinned in, palms come together, and then we'll just open up as wide as we can. Keep the spine tall. Just 2 more. All right, keep those arms and palms out nice and wide. And then we're going to reach those arms all the way up. And like we're pulling something down, like a broomstick, we're going to try and bring those elbows back behind our back, like we're trying to get them to touch. Okay. Nice, strong. This is a great exercise for when we're trying to strengthen the muscles that help us keep good posture. So all those back muscles, reach up and pull it down. Last one. Good, and release. Perfect. Roll out those shoulders, maybe one at a time. We'll move our spine one more time, hands to our knees, those feet are wide. Pull that belly button forward. We're just going to reset here and then exhale around. Good. 2 more of those. And release. 1 more. And release. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Keep those shoulders rolling away from your ears. And we're just going to drop that right ear towards our right shoulder. Okay. But don't let the shoulders come up. Just want you to feel nice and tall here. You can massage that muscle if it feels good. I love to do that. It's like my go-to. These are the most tense muscles on my body. Are these, I think it's a trapezius. Trapezius. It's that muscle that's like from underneath, almost underneath your ear, all the way to the tip of your shoulder. Good. Come back up. Wiggle it out. Shoulders relaxed. Left ear, left shoulder. And then same thing. So this is a great way to help stretch out that muscle, But you can also, great way to get at that lymphatic system here. We hold so much junk right here. So when we lengthen it and then we get the opportunity to massage it, we can help that detoxification here, or that draining. That's why getting a massage is so good for you, because they hit pretty much all those parts of your body and help you detoxify and that lymphatic system work. All right, wiggle those shoulders out. All right, it is time for our Shavasana. So the beauty of being at home is that you can take that Shavasana wherever feels comfortable for you. So if that means laying down, go for it. If it means, just leaning back in your seat, perfect. Just keep that spine long. So even if you're laying down, I don't want you to lay down like this. I don't want you to like snuggle in like this. It's important that we keep that spine long, because our Shavasana is pretty like recharging for us. It gives that spine, the whole spinal cord, an opportunity to re-energize too. So keeping those connections good rather than breaking them or bending them is important. Okay, so get somewhere comfortable. Bring some pillows into it if you need to. Again, you can lay completely down. You can lean back. Just please keep that spine tall. And then when you're ready, let those eyelids close. Let's go ahead and throw that smile back on our face just for a couple breaths. Taking a couple long inhales and exhales. Feeling a lot of gratitude for our body and for everything it does right for us. And let's go ahead and relax our face. And let the expression of calm, peace, and contentment take over our face. Letting that expression flow throughout our body. Feeling our body get soft, get heavy. Feeling that natural breath come in and out. Continuing to check in on our expression. Letting that expression get softer, more relaxed, more centered in ourselves. Letting the roof of our tongue drop away from the roof of our mouth. Our jaw soften. Even letting our lips split open. And breathe. Take a few moments to set an intention for yourself. for your interactions with others, and for how much you're going to smile. If you're laying down, stay exactly where you're at. Actually, wherever you're at, stay exactly where you're at. We'll all bring our hands together in front of our chest. Palms meet, thumb knuckles into our sternum. Stay here as long as you want. We always end our practice with namaste, and that just means the light in me honors that very light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much, you guys. Happy Thursday. I'm excited to see you guys soon in person. I'm so happy that things are getting safer and our restrictions are starting to lift. So hopefully you all have stayed happy and healthy. And again, I can't wait to see you all. Hi, Joe.
Beautiful session, Marty. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, you guys.
All right. See y'all soon.
Bye.